All right. Um, my name is Steve McLean. Um, I am I am Dr. Stephen McLean because I went to chiropractic college and I graduated and I got a degree and a license and all that stuff and did that for a while, quite a while actually. And so today my focus is going to be I'm not shaking my head a lot like that, which I've noticed in other videos I've done. I've done a lot of that head shaking. So we're going to do our best to avoid the head shaking today. And I actually have this YouTube channel now. I haven't let anybody know, very few people, 3 people know about it. But more will know later once I get a few videos like this on it. So um, I, I'm going to do my best to keep these videos to about somewhere between 8 and 20 minutes. My intention is that these videos assist people to heal. I haven't set up a field today, but I may set up a field, or I may just talk about some things. And the video prior to this one is a video about setting up the field, but I actually made some mistakes. But it doesn't matter the order. Even though I've set up thousands of fields, I got the order incorrect because I was trying to talk about the various beings that are in the field. So today I think what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to tell a story, and mainly I have started a number of books, but I haven't completed any of them. So I'm a storyteller. So, this is how you'll get the information that I have, and I think the first story that I'm going to tell today has to do with the incarnation of a being named Abrahamanad. So, I think we'll all like this. And you can always turn it off if you're. You might have turned it off already, but you wouldn't know that I suggested that later. But yeah, if you haven't turned it off, here we go. So the story of Abrahamanad, and to do this in 20 minutes will be really good. So in 96, in the first Wednesday of January 96, we had this psychic, Nancy Crisp. If Nancy is still alive and is watching this, hi Nancy, it's good to know you're still alive and you get a chance to watch this. So Nancy Crisp, I would bring in, starting in 94, I'd bring Nancy in for the first Wednesday of January to do psychic readings. So she was a channel of people's spirit guides, so she would do these January spirit information sessions. 20 people would come. I'd charge them $5 to attend, so there'd be $100, and then Nancy would do like a 5-minute reading for all 20 of the people, and then she'd give them a tape, which I don't know how much the tapes cost at that time, but anyway, it was $100 that she got for the couple hours. So it's maybe not bad amount of money in the 90s, who knows. But anyway, she was lovely. And in 96, she, gave the reading for 20 of us. And when she gave me my reading, she told me that my guides wanted to have direct communication with me, which would mean to me that I was going to hear them talking inside my head. And I was already having a minor bit of difficulty pretending that I was normal. I don't even know what normal is. I mean, it's just setting on a dishwasher. But I was trying to pretend that I wasn't as out there as I was. Because it's all a balance of going to these other kind of realities, having experiences of these other realities, and integrating the experience and staying grounded. So that's that was my intention. And then I was also playing doctor. I was doing some work with people to really release a lot of energy, um, and it was doing just that. So anyway, I didn't really feel like I wanted to be a person hearing voices in my head telling me what to do, even though actually that had been going on. But I didn't want to be so direct, like your spirit guides want to talk to you, and that's like, oh, bummer. But anyway, I spent 2 weeks avoiding interacting with them. They're not forceful. But I finally felt this pressure that I needed to learn something from them. So I said, okay, what do you want? They said, get a pad of paper and a pen or a pencil, and we've got some information for you. And so I ended up downloading, I think, 4.5 pages of information from my spirit guides, basically telling me that I had agreed to do something and that I wasn't ready to do it, and I needed to do some work because it was coming up the following year. So I did the work. It was quite extensive, what I needed to do: get up between 3 and 5 in the morning and do one of 5 spiritual processes: breathing or yoga or reading spiritual books or, yeah, making sounds, chanting, things like that. So I did that for a year. And I was told in December of 96. So I started that in end of January of 96. And then in the following December of 96, I was told that there was going to be an event taking place on March 23rd of 1997, that I'd be led to a hilltop where there would be a vortex, and I was going to be doing some work there on the 22nd, 23rd of March. So eventually I was led there by a friend of mine. I'm going to go ahead and say his name because he's just like a lovely human being, and he always just shows up when these strange things happen. So his name is Monty, and he led me to a hill or mountain, which I think is what Monty means, is hill or mountain. And so he led me to this hill. It took me on this, there's a whole story behind that, but he took me up to the top of this hill and said that this is where he camped when he was on this property. It's about 10 acres, I think, a llama farm in Manchester, Michigan. So I spent a little time up there, went up there a couple times, kind of getting used to the place, finding out what I needed, and then he actually set up a tent for me up on top of this hill. The people who owned the property had an A-frame that I could go inside and get warm, because it was it was snowing. It was very cold for March. It was more like January weather. It was pretty cold and snowing, and I needed to be up in this hillside this whole evening. So, long story short, I could do this as another video just on the things that happen and the tests and things. But anyway, at a certain point, all the things I was supposed to have done and set up and tests I had to pass and these different things happened. And then I was led to understand that I was one of four pillars of light. I don't know if this is some, devilish symbol. Who knows about any of these symbols? But I was one of 4 pillars of light that were in different locations around the earth, who the 4 of us had agreed to assist this being to come into the earth through us. And so that ended up taking place. So at a certain point, I felt this energy come through me, start to go into the earth, and I leaned over into the vortex. It had a fire going in it, and I said, my name's Steve McLean, and I live in Ann Arbor. So that was in 97, so that was coming up on 30 years ago, so I would have been 42 at the time. And I was kind of starstruck that this must be a pretty big being who had already helped a planet ascend to the 5th dimension, and was asked, would he come here to help this planet ascend to the 5th dimension? And he said he would, and he was going to be here for 13,000 years. as the soul of the planet. So to me, that's a commitment. I don't think I've made that type of a commitment before, other than, I think I've been coming to this planet for at least 13,000 years, but not just staying here as the soul of the planet for 13,000 years. And I'm just guessing it's interesting enough. I don't really feel, I'm not drawn to doing it myself. But then, so I said, my name's Steve McLean, I live in Ann Arbor, and I felt this being just put on the brakes and come to a stop. And the being turned around to me and he said, I'm perfectly aware of who you are. And I went, wow, cool. And he said, I'm here to do some work. And he said, and so, I appreciate what you've done to help me come in. And if there's anything you need, you just let me know. But know that I'm going to be quite busy for the next 28 years. And he kind of downloaded some information that this ascension process going on was a transition between a 13,000 year cycle of the Earth moving into another 13,000 year cycle of our Earth going around our sun, going around the central sun. And so this 26,000 year cycle around the central sun is, it switches every 13,000 years. So it goes from, male polarity on the outside, female polarity on the inside, to male polarity on the inside, female polarity on the outside. So we're in that transition right now. It's a 28-year transition, started in 97, March of 97, completes on March 23rd of 2025. So we've got just a year and a few months of this ascension process. And it's a lot more difficult than I would have ever imagined. I would still do it if I had known how difficult it was going to be. It's really only been, so it's the first 7 years, 97 into 2004 was physical ascension, physical clearing. 2004 to 2011 was mental clearing. 2011 to 2018 was emotional clearing. 2018 to 2025 spiritual cleansing. So when we were coming 2018, I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake, the spiritual cleansing. I mean, we're all spiritual, And it just totally kicked my butt. And I was asked to do a whole bunch of things that were way beyond things that I imagined were possible for me to do. And I did them. So there you go. Although kicking and screaming frequently, like, I can't do it, it's going to kill me. But it didn't kill me. Here I am. I'm still alive as far as I can tell. And so that's what's been happening. Just to let you know, this whole kind of cleansing beginning in 2019, 2020 possibly, that whole cleansing process, I think, is just part of the process. It's just cleansing kind of some creepy energies that have been in control maybe of the planet, and it's just kind of ascending that consciousness or going above that consciousness. So that's good stuff, and that's what's happening. And I think this video will be one that I can actually use as my second video after the mistake video of how to set up a field and do it kind of incorrectly. Okay, that's it. And hi, S. The reason I'm doing these videos is because of my childhood friend and current friend, S. And S said, you know what, for us newbies who haven't been like focused on the ascension process and energy healing for the last 50 years, maybe you could explain a few of these things to me. So that's why these videos currently are really to help S. And he's probably subscribed, so once I post this video, he'll probably get it. Okay, that's it for now, and I'm going to see if I can come up here and touch this and get to this and say, some people say namaste, and I say, now must go.